Alrighty, hello everybody. It's been a while since I've done one of these, but we have Warehouse Remastered that has come out. It's mainly in its testing phase right now, but we've been taking defenses and doing DTs on it, and learning about the map. And um, it's got changes to the map which people seem to not understand and need more confirmation on. So in this video, I intend to explain those issues, explain the new strategies involved, things that change the map. Obviously, all the fleshed out strategies aren't there yet. There's people like, Major Durantic who are going to come up with the things that are going to, effectively change the meta. But from what I can tell, here's kind of my take on the entire map. So we'll take this from right to left. So, if we go to Hangar first, Hangar's changed. We'll go callouts and then we'll go over retake strats and strategies for the holding. So obviously you have your funnel, and then you have this area, this long tunnel, and we call this lower or basement. And it's a really interesting place because it allows you to basically push all the way up into the hangar, which is different now too. So the point in hangar sits right here, in the middle of everything. It's got no cover, and it's very, very susceptible to middle. And holding the funnel is really not that ideal anymore because if you try to, if you try and hold the funnel, they can just flank you, right? So, the entire meta is kind of switched because of all these changes. So here's kind of what I've noticed playing this base so far. Here, I should probably official this just so we can get the gate open. Doesn't open unless we official it. But when the gate is open, you can when the point is in hangar. The way I've been playing it, and don't actually worry about the capture point there. But the way I've been playing gate and hangar, or the way I've been playing hangar, is I just leave a guy gate because remember the point is right here. So here, if I were to clone me, right, I'm sitting right here. Point. How do I? There. That's the point. If I'm sitting on gate, right here, I can shoot the point the entire time. And the only way they're going to cross is through that whole thing. So if I have three guys on gate, like, one guy right here, and, two guys right here, and maybe one guy takes their side and shoots like this, you're going to be able to get picks. Like, them crossing is going to be really hard for them to do. So what I like to do is I like to send 5 gate. Usually these are your shooters. If you have shooters in your team, good players, I would send them gate, just out of preference. And the rest of your team depends what you have going on in hangar. If you currently have the point, here's my recommendation. You leave most of your team on this thing, and like down and like up and like right here, right? So then if they push down, they get crossed there. If they push out this way, they get crossed here, and then your gate team needs to keep gate open the entire time. So this is super reliant on gate, which makes hangar more of a crossfire point, less of a death hold. All you have to do is have gate open, and then they'll never touch point. But if you have gate, if the other team can get gate closed, then they can push in and wipe your whole team because they have more guys, or they can win those 1v1s. Then if you're trying to retake, here's my recommendation: 5 gate as usual. They're going to hold funnel. The strategy still remains people hold funnel, and you can't really push out a funnel because what they do is, when you're holding inside of here, often teams will sit like right here, and then they'll also play on the other side, and so you can never really, they'll sit like right here just so they don't get crossed from mid, and then anytime you push your funnel, you get wiped. So be aware of that. But what I like to do is I like to rally my full team, rally like my 7 guys like right down here, and push lower or basement, and take fights here, because then my gate has a crossfire on all these people. I can get around, I can take this fight, I can start pushing up and healing. As long as we have healing, you can take this fight too. And they have to overpeak, and your gate can shoot them. So like if you send like a guy to overextend, you can take their side and cross them. And then you start going up these ladders, start wiping everything, and then you get term, and then you set up on your side. So that's kind of how I've looked at retakes. Another thing is this allows taking their funnel. It allows you to take their funnel a lot easier. You can go all the way down, and you can hold right here. You can, sit in this corner. This is nice. Or you can just run straight. Go take the funnel. Okay? Then you have, if you send your full team to their funnel, and you go like this, You push behind them, well, they're all dead now, and your gate's crossing, and then you can get turned back, right? So this is not a choke point anymore, and it's a very interesting part of the map, which has changed a lot. So if your leader tells you to do a basement push, now you know what that is. One little tidbit of information, which I think will be relevant, is you can do this. So getting off right mid, usually you can get to like right here and not get shot at, right? I like making this cross. If you need to get in the hangar, here's how you do it. You go here, here, and then book it into here. And you should make that 90% of the time. Because they're not paying attention to that angle. So if you're trying to rush through mid, that's how you do it. That's this point. And if we move to right mid, the point is very much the same. The only difference is these crates are smaller. So you cannot actually hold up right here, or else they can shoot you the entire time. Like you're in an open area. Right? So holding up, honestly, what I found is right here. This spot, if you can get to right here, it is very hard for them to kill you. They have to push around stupid angles to kill you. Their gate is going to struggle to crossfire you. So if you're trying to hold up, you can do that. You know, sit around like here or something and pop shot, whatever it is. Or you can just hold your side. The problem is this point instant caps. So like if you guys look, it's instantly capped. The minute I get on it, it captures. So you have to be aware of that. It's instantly going to capture, and then you have to capture it, and then you have to be, you know, balls to the wall, just run for it, right? You know, come through, you know, this right here, go get a cap, one of those things, right? So that's going to be your right mid. It's really, really simple. Right mid does not change, but there's a little bit in hangar that's changed that affects right mid. So say you're in hangar, right? The initial hangar angles are gone. You cannot really sit up here and do this. You're gonna get crossfired from their gate. You can, I guess you could do this. You could sit right here, but you're still gonna get crossfired from their gate if you sit right here. So you really, here's the only spot you can really sit, here or here, but then you can't really hold their funnel that well. But these are really the only spots you're gonna be able to hold. So my recommendation is do this. You have a head glitch angle right here. You can head glitch this, get a lot of damage off, and get a lot of kills. Use that to your advantage. So if you have hangar players, they can cross right mid very, very effectively. And then your right mid needs to be available to suicide. So that's the other thing. Right mid team should not be dying. Right mid team should be staying alive consistently throughout the game. You need them alive. So if they can just get caps and run back, perfect. If you have hangar, that's like priority number uno, right? Now if we move to left mid is different now too. The point used to be right here. It was very different. Now the point's right here. And so the entire map has changed because of that small little change in the map. Gate struggles to shoot down a hangar, or shoot down at mid now. Like it's harder to hit this angle than it is to hit that angle. So this is a different crossfire now. But also this, you can jump straight over these things. So like you can just go straight over. This is also like there's more room here. So like if anyone tries to push this corner, they have a lot more room to take the fight. This is more open because these are smaller. Like the whole thing is just changed in left mid. But I mean the actual point itself is relatively straightforward. The mid points have the least change to them. And if you look at gate's more interesting for a couple of reasons. One, this under is a little bit smaller. So peeking lower is a little bit less viable, and you have to push up a little bit further to get those picks often, if the other team doesn't overpeak. Then inside gate itself, you have these things, which I don't know how much they're going to do, but maybe that saves you from the first shot, which, you know, protects you for the, you know, a little bit. Or right here you can sit and then just shoot back. You know, there's a lot of different opportunities for picks here and positions. Like you can hold this. The gate has not changed. It feels a little more claustrophobic when you're taking fights, so be aware of that. I mean, this thing, you just click this and it opens and closes. Really straightforward. So that's gate. Then here is ramp. Oh, well, yeah. For gate, that's about it. It's over. You peek lower, you peek upper, you do all the fun stuff. For ramp, this is smaller. The amount of time you have here is smaller. This is smaller here. You have less room. And you can get crossfired from tunnel the entire time. Or hallway, right? So you're always going to be able to get crossfired. Now, we added these things. So what I like to do is you can push like this, and you can like jump onto them, and this is, you know, pretty free kills. But like every time you push, their hangar team can or hallway team can do a lot of damage because they can shoot you the minute you walk in. And hang on, if I clone myself, I'm right there. I can shoot, and if I jump up, I can shoot more. And anytime you rush, you're dead. So really, what I've noticed is here's the strategy: you push aside. If you just full team push aside from here, they don't have an angle to shoot you, and then you can cross into here because this angle is a thing now. If you leave a guy here, hold on. There we go. If you leave a guy right there, hang on, I gotta move him a little bit. Like, you know, usually someone's gonna be in like that corner. If you're up here, you have an angle on that. So you can wipe that, and then you guys can jump on term, and then if they want to push anything, you just shoot down on them. So that's kind of interesting right there, right? So you can do that, but if you push lower, like this is a lot harder to hold down because they can set up like right here and just shoot down on you. They can get up here a little easier and shoot down on you. They can also just be out here, and like this is not an easy angle to push anymore because the ramps are a little bit further. There's a little bit extra room. So that's something you got to think about too because of this thing. Like this thing changes the ramps actually a good amount. So be aware of that. Rest of hallway hasn't really changed though. This is a little larger, so you can hold in here a little easier. But then, if they push up or lower, you're kind of gonna have a problem. That about sums up Warehouse Remastered. It's not that big of a change, but it's definitely different. These guns are a little bit different. They shoot a little faster. There's all these materials stuff and all hit markers and all that stuff. For people who are wondering, I've had this question multiple times. Hit indicators and the numbers that pop up. Hit markers are like the the three little like lines that when you hit somebody that go around your cursor. Hit outlines are the boxes that go around the body part you hit. So if I hit the torso, there's a big box that goes around my body part, and then everything else is pretty obvious. Cursors work here. If you push X, you can pick one cursor. And so what I like to do is, say when we have these pinned in off duty. Say I liked this cursor, for example, I could throw it into here, and then if I push X, I have this one, and then if I go back to X again, I have this again. So that's pretty nice. But the way I like to push for ramp room, by the way, just because I figured I probably should have mentioned this, I like hallway. Hallway is really broken here. If you can just wipe hallway, it's really, really difficult for the other team to shoot you. You can get up right here. You can hold a side, cross this side. If they want to overpeak that, you can cross this side, overpeak that. Really interesting way to hold. So I'm kind of a fan of the new way of hallway. But it's definitely a meta shift, so be aware of that. I think that's really all I can say about Warehouse. It's definitely a lot more interesting. The only choke point really is Gate, and even then, Gate's got a higher win percentage recently because these guns feel like they shoot a little bit faster. Maybe not that. They kill faster, and no one really can explain why because the damage and spread are the exact same. So I'm not really sure, but we'll figure that out in testing. So hallway, every push is just more different now. Middle is extremely influential in this game. This is a little bit smaller, this little area, so it's a little bit easier to push this. Like, there's just interesting parts of the map that have changed because of the size of things and the rescaling of things. Obviously, this map is subject to change. We made this map different under the impression that it might not work, but we want to try it. We want to try these new updates. And creating a new warehouse. But if there is changes or things that people want or interested in that become apparent to us, we will make those updates. So that if this video goes out of is not current at some point in the future, I will record a new one explaining probably a better meta at that point. But with that, I think I'm signing off. I hope anyone who watches this video learned something about the base and maybe understands how the basic points work and what needs to be held to win. With that, see you guys later.